Namaste, good morning, and thank you for joining. As always, please practice in accordance with your condition and your ability level, and please respect your limitations. Remember, the practice is an offering, and still we're trying to offer the best, and how your feelings to an extent affecting everybody. So practice in a way that is mindful, that'll deliver, that won't transmit pain and suffering or anxiety or distress. If you happen to come to that place, try to avoid going there. So on that note, let's begin. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there in beyond end, this universe, that infinite divine being that is everywhere and all around us, attuned to that supreme divine consciousness now. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. These are words taken from the Bhagavad Gita, the sacred text of yoga. So now, may all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering, and may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's now do the mantra for purification, to purify this space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, just pretend you're singing it through the voice of the Guru, and you derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Now to heat up the body and to promote more, and to just try to cultivate more capacity in the lungs, we'll do Ujjayi breathing, known as victorious breathing. So we're just trying to imagine we're concentrating the breath between just a little bit below the belly button, maybe about 2 finger widths below the belly button, and to the top of the chest. So as you inhale, you just inflate. Exhale, deflate. The chest deflates and then the belly. So then as you're doing this, you're also making an ocean sound. We'll start with the mouth open to create that ocean sound. And then partway through, eventually we're going to close the mouth, so that it feels like we're breathing through a constricted throat, a partially constricted throat. But we still continue the breath, the ocean sound. So it starts like this. And then we start to close the mouth. You still hear that vocalizing. that ocean sound. At the end of it, we'll do a kumbhaka, the breath retention. For the breath retention, apply the throat and a root lock. The root lock, we're lifting the pelvic floor up towards the navel, so contract all the root muscles, contract the buttocks, and pull, allow the belly button to come towards the front of the spine and up as well. So that's the root lock. For the throat lock, on the inhaling, we're raising the chest as much as we can, so that when we bring the chin down on the chest, the back stays straight. We don't touch the back. The tongue is to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth to seal off the lock, and the attention is at the space between the eyebrows. So let's give it a try. Hands in Yana Mudra, second finger and thumb connected, other 3 fingers extended on the knees. Sitting tall and straight now. Push out all the air from the lungs on the next exhale. And begin. Start with the mouth open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now start to close the mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Remember to inflate the lungs as much as you can on the inhale. And deflate as much as you can on the exhale. Raise the chest up as high as you can. Float right to the top of the chest. Control the rhythm of the breath so it's steady and even. Two more. And one last time. Empty out completely on this last exhale. And now inhale very deeply. Fill the belly, then the chest, right up to the top of the chest. Now hold the breath, Jalandhara Bandha Mula Bandha, throat lock and root lock. Now as you're holding the breath, try to let in a little bit more air. Find a little bit more space. Again, fill up. Don't raise the shoulders, just raise the chest. Keep the throat lock and the root lock engaged. One more time, see if you can fill up a little bit more still. Everything stops, all the mind activity, the body movements, and the emotions, as though they're frozen. Try to stay calm, even though the body's working hard. You feel tension in the throat and the root. Now exhale slowly and with control, so you don't lose all the benefit of the control of the vital force. From the solar plexus, inhale up, all your power from that source up to the crown. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. leaving that power there at the crown. And then pull up, draw more power from your solar plexus up to the crown on the next inhale. Leaving it there as you go back down on the exhale to the solar plexus. You have to visualize, use your imagination to visualize the power moving up. Last time, inhale, fill up as much as you can again. Pull the power up to the crown. Then hold the breath again. Apply the throat in a root lock. Third, this space, the crown is your center of attention. All the power that you drew there, imagine now, all beings tapping into it so they too may feel the benefit of that power and feel empowered themselves. Let in a little bit more air if you can, create a little bit more space. And again, really keep the root muscles, the buttocks contracted. Tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. Exhale slowly. Release the locks. Take a moment to just observe the state of the body, the mind, and the emotions. No judgment, no expectation as to what you should or should not feel. Good. Now, let's do the practice. Let's come to standing or continue the practice. So we're going to start off by just using some purifying effects to help remove the impurities, physical impurities especially. So we're going to imagine, so as you inhale, take a deep breath in, exhale, bend down, take the hands to the knees, completely empty here in the belly, and then just start to pump the belly in and out, belly button in and out. Feels like all the organs inside are just being jostled around. You keep holding the breath out as you're doing this. And then pull the belly up and in. Again, just keep holding the breath out. Allow the pelvic floor to fly up and in. Imagine making a vacuum underneath the rib basket. Make yourself very, very thin from underneath in the navel area. Exhale, release, come back up. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Push all the air out of the lungs, out of the belly, and then keep holding the breath out. Do it again. Pump the belly button in and out. Feel all the organs being shaken out. Imagine all the impurities being shaken out of the organs. Do as long as you can while holding the breath out. Now pull the belly up and in again. Hollow out the area underneath the rib basket. Keep holding the breath out. And release, come up. Breathe in. Breathe out, relax. Good. Continue some other exercises to help encourage more heat or build more heat to encourage more release of more impurities. So inhale, sweep the arms up, exhale down. I'm trying to move the joints as well to keep the body in the state of radiant health. Inhale straight up with the arms, exhale yank them down. fingers spread as you come up, and they form fists as you pull down. Now, same movement with the hands, reach out in front, exhale, pull in. And then release, swing the arms back and forth, throw the arms behind the ears. And conclude. Now arms across the chest, inhale. Exhale, throw them back. Alternate the cross each time the arms come across the chest. And release. Now bring hands on the hips, circle the head. Wherever the head is in its rotation, try to keep the eyes on the ground as long as you can, even when the head goes back behind you. And then switch the direction, rotation, large circles as possible. Feel as though the head were very heavy. It's rolling all the way around the neck. Good. And now from here, raise your arms up on the inhale. Exhale, toss the body down. Roll the belly against the legs. One more. Just allow body to hang out for a moment, just to stop shaking and bouncing. And then roll your way back up. Next one, squats. So if you can't come down all the way, just come down to the height, to the level that you can. Arms up, inhale. Go down into a squat on the exhale. And then back up. Elbows out to the side, twist from side to side. Exhale as you complete the twist on each side. Back and front. Now, inhale, sweep the arms up again, squatting. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Imagine you're Jack in a box, springing out of the box. Now, next one, arms in front of the body. Inhale, circle around to the front. Exhale, pull in and punch right back out. And then release. Next one, bring the feet out a little bit wider so the toes are pointing out. We're going from side to side, left arm up, inhale. Exhale, bend to the right, right arm up, inhale. Exhale, bend to the left. And then release. The next one, left arm goes over the head on the inhale. Hold the breath, sink into the stretch on the breath retention. Then exhale, come back. Inhale, right arm up. Hold the breath, go to the left. And then coming back up on the exhale, continue. Lengthen through the side body, try not to hunch forward. Keep all the movement in the lateral sense. To feel a nice stretch all along the side body. From the foot all the way to the fingertips of the arm that's above your head. The each repetition, see if you can go a little bit deeper. Hollow out the underside of the body. Try not to have wrinkles forming on in the waist. Feel as though you had weights attached to every finger of both hands. So the weight pulls you, allows you to sink deeper into the bend. Again, imagine all beings experiencing this through your body. So deliver the best experience you can. Practice in a way that's mindful, that's conscious. That'll make you feel good. Graceful moments always make it worthy of the supreme witness who's within, watching everything. But remember that they watch with unconditional love, boundless compassion. So remember that in your practice, with the same intent, offering up the best. Do one more on each side. Going a little bit deeper still if you can, according to your abilities. And then break the pose. Now come down onto your hands and knees. Cat-cow. Hands about shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, powerful movements. Fire up the core muscles. Exhale. Inhale, stretch the belly skin. Exhale, the back skin. Inhale. Pull the head forward. Make sure you don't jam up the lower back or the back and neck. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, when the chin comes into the chest, keep a little bit of space so you don't close off the airway. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, push belly button and heart down. Exhale, throw them up through the back body. Inhale. Exhale, so belly button through the lower back and the chest between your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Tussle the neck out of the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral back now. Raise your right leg up on the inhale and then swing it out on the exhale. Imagine it as a pendulum that went out of control. And then the other leg, left leg up, and then swing it out to your left. If you can, try not to allow the foot drop below the line of the hip. Again, according to your flexibility. One more. And release. Now now let's make our way onto the belly. Anchor down through the lower body, the hips, the thighs, the tops of the feet. Press the toes down. Join the hands together if you can. If it's too much, you can just keep your hands apart. But if you squeeze your heels, your palms together, you might be able to get a little bit more lift. Now as you lift up your chest, try to engage the buttocks and upper back. Up, inhale. Exhale, back down. Up and down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Press into your hip bones into the ground. Up and down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up and down. Inhale, chest up. Bring the legs up as well. Pull back. Through the whole body, singing. Pull hard with your hands as though you're trying to get them to your feet. Good. Shoulders back. And down, release. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop all the fatigue out of the body. Good. Couple more times with a hold. Lift the chest. Inhale. Lift the legs. Continue to breathe. Don't hold your breath. But keep lengthening. As each inhale, get even longer. The top of the head forward, the toes go back. Try not to bend the knees. Pull the hands a little bit more. Extend, shoulder blades squeezing together. Buttocks engaged. And down, exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, feet together. Join your hands, wrists together. Lift up. Chest, and then the legs. Try to peel the thighs up off the mat. If it's too much, you can just lower your legs a little bit. Keep on reaching through the crown, through the toes. Break the pause, relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. The practice is balance, the ideal balance between strength and effort and drive, but with softness and surrender. Offer it all up. They all have their place in the practice. Now come back in child's pose with the seat behind the heels. Inhale, roll up into high cat. Exhale, hips to the hands, cobra. Inhale, back up, high cat. Round your back, tuck the chin. Exhale, seat behind the heels. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hips to the hands, pull the shoulders back, arch the back, head goes back over the seat. Inhale, back up, high cat. Chin in. Exhale, seat behind the heels again. Come up smoothly, up. Inhale. Exhale, telescope the neck out of the shoulders. And back up, inhale. Exhale, bring the seat back. Inhale up. Make like a wave, emerging from the ocean, reaching its full height. And then starting to crest. And then disappear back into water. Use these visualizations to help realize the movement. Up and forward. And work the spine in the best way possible. And back, exhale. Inhale, moving away. That doesn't create any interruptions in the flow of energy. No big folds, sharp creases across the back, lower back, or the back of the neck. And all the way back, seat behind the heels. Inhale, come up. And forward, push the chest forward, lengthen. Inhale, come up. Trying to pull the spine out of its source a little bit more. Exhale, back. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Drop your shoulders so you don't jam up your neck between your shoulders and your ears. Up, inhale. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Try to feel the whole entire body participating. Inhale, come up. Even the toes are active. Let's come into cobra. Press the toes down actively. Push down to the heels, your palms to base the fingers, and the finger pads up and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one last time. Inhale, come up. And forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back. Rest in child's pose. Breathe in. And breathe out. The trick is to just try to move the joints. So you can come up with your own exercises if you like to move all the joints in the body. Now next one, we're going to glide forward into cobra. So you inhale, you slide forward, brush your nose to the ground, lift the head and the chest, hold the breath, hold the pose. Try to make the form of the snake, the feet together like the tail, the head high. And exhale all the way back. Inhale, come forward. If it's easier to come into baby plank and then drop your hips down, to come into the cobra, then of course move according to that, your condition. Hold the breath, hold the pose. And back exhale. The important thing is to try to imitate the snake on all levels. Copy it mentally, physically, and emotionally. Have that boundless range of motion, be graceful. And now be regal and wise as you hold the pose. Fierce and fearless, just like the serpent. And back exhale. And ever so cool and calm. Inhale, come forward. No matter what the body is doing, experiencing, try to remain at the witness, undisturbed, unjudging, unconcerned. And back exhale. Inhale again, glide forward. Rise up in every sense, show up in every pose fully. And back exhale. And again, come forward. Pull with your hands as though you're trying to pull the floor towards you. Then come up, telescope the neck, gather the shoulders, the trunk further, bow the hips. And back, exhale. Now, if you like, next one, King Cobra. So as you're coming forward, separate your knees and then see if you can bring your feet up towards the head. Come onto your fingertips if you like. Push with your fingertips, you might be able to get more height. And back, drop the legs down and come back. Inhale, come forward. To get more height, your hips, your hands have to be close to your hips. Lift the palms. Hold the breath, hold the pose. And back, exhale. Inhale, come forward. Everything stops on the inhale again, on the hold breath retention. All the mind fluctuations of body, movements, the emotions, frozen. And back, exhale. Inhale again. Come up. Hold the breath, hold the pose. Even if you don't get your feet to the head, if you don't realize the full shape, just do your best. Be unattached to the results. The effort's most important, and come forward again. Rise up tall. Back exhale one last time. Inhale, drag the body forward. Rise up tall, hold the breath, hold the pose. And back. Now here, child's pose again. Breathe in. Breathe out. So off and everything. So now from here, come forward onto your belly and then roll onto your back. Into some tucks now. Inhale, extend the legs and the arms as much as you can. Exhale, come into tuck. Pull the knees, try to get your knees and the shoulders together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. So you can pull your forehead right to your chin right to your knees. And inhale, stretch. Exhale, pull in tight. Form like a fist with your body. Inhale. Exhale, pull in. Inhale. Exhale. Powerful movements. Inhale, elongate as much as you can. Exhale, pull in. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, stretch. This time hold the breath as you come into the tuck. Use your elbows to pull the knees closer on the outside of the legs. Try to bring your hands over your knees. Maybe stack one hand in front of the other, one fist in front of the other. You might be able to press the forehead against the fists. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch again. Hold the breath and come into that tuck. Peel your shoulders up off the mat. All of the muscles, body coming together. All the body parts trying to meet. Release, exhale. Relax, and then stretch out again. Inhale. Hold the breath and tuck very tightly. All the attention to the space between your eyebrows. Even if your forehead can't touch the hands, concentrate on that area. And breathe out. One more. Inhale, stretch out. Hold the breath and tuck very tightly. Release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine you're fainting, let go of all fatigue. Good. Now just bring your arms back behind your head and swing your legs up. If you can, get your seat up off the ground. Roll all the way back. Your feet come behind your head, perhaps, and then roll back out and down. Put your feet to the ground and maybe sit up into Paschimottanasana. Pull the body over your legs and come back. Now, if you can't make it all the way, one side or the other, the back or in front, just do what you can. You can just roll on your back. Get your momentum of your legs coming down so you come up to seat position. Good. A few more. You're stronger. Try to do the full expression. The toes all the way behind the head, and then wait till heels are down before you sit up to work your core. Let's roll out the spine. And then the next time we're going to prepare to stand. So next time your legs will roll back or up, depending. Bend your knees as you come down, plant your feet and come right up to standing. And so now we're going to come to the front of the mat here for Surya Namaskara. Hang on a minute. Now, come back to the front of the mat. And remember to just keep offering up all the postures, all the movements are an expression of divine love. Do the practice as though you're a divine duty. Raise your arms up over the head, reach up and back, stretch. Fold down, chest on the thighs, head down. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Into the plank, and then bring your knees down, the seats back behind the heels. Glide forward into your cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat up and back, head drops down below the arms. Right foot forward. If that's difficult, you can lower the knee down. If the foot doesn't make it all the way, just use your right hand to slide it forward. And then the feet come together, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up, arch the back, engage the buttocks and the upper back muscles. And back home, hands to the heart. Raise your arms up. Fold forward. Uttanasana, fold the body right in half. Left foot back. Into the plank. Lower down the knees, the seat back. Glide forward smoothly into your cobra. Adho Mukha Savasana. And then the left foot steps forward to the hands, drop down to the seat, push the chest, shoulders back, the chest open. And then the feet together, Uttanasana. Come again, right up to standing. Arch back as you see fit. Return home. Raise your arms up. Stretch the whole front of the body. Approach your true nature, which is absolutely boundless in its potential. Pull the body down. Right foot back. Into the plank. Lower down the knees, the seat's back. This time, as your hips come between your hands, raise your hips and knees up off the ground if you can. Upward facing dog, charge the legs. And then right back into downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Feet together, Uttanasana. Bow down as Ona Buddhas. Come up, standing salute. Hands back to the heart. Every movement expressing the intention of surrendering fully to divine service. And then always staying humble, however. Left foot back. Open yourself up to divine grace. Lower down the knees, the seat back. Glide forward into your cobra. Demonstrate that through any heart opening pose, any back bends. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat up and back. And then the left foot steps forward. Feet together. Moving away that expresses, that is graceful and beautiful. So it becomes even more of a beautiful divine gift, a beautiful offering of love. Fold the body down. Uttanasana. Good. Now from here, right foot back, keep the back knee up this time. Back leg charged. Into the plank. If you can bring your seat all the way back and make your way into upward facing dog from here. So pull the elbows into the body without touching your hips and knees to the ground. If it's too much, your option is maybe to come down into chaturanga and through. Or you can come down with your belly and the staying cobra and your belly, your belly coming down to the ground here, and then lifting up into your cobra. So again, according to your condition. Now back into downward facing dog. Right foot forward, feet together, Uttanasana. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. And then come back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back again. Arch your back. Fold the body down. Head down close to the feet. Left foot back. The back leg stays charged. Knee lifted. Into the plank. Again, your choice of entry into upward facing dog or cobra. You have to push in through with your toes. Pull the elbows towards the body. And then push into heels your palms. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Left foot forward. Back leg strong, and then vault the foot forward to the beside the other one. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head, and come back home. Different variation. Raise your arms up over the head, stretch, and now from here, bend your knees, land your belly on your thighs, and push your thighs back with your body, your legs back with your body. Send your hands over the shoulders, over the head. Now look up. Bring your weight into your left foot, hold your breath, right foot back. Lower down the knee without touching your fingers to the ground if you can. Right into Kapyasana, pull your arms way back behind the head. And then bring your hands down. So from here, back into high plank, chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down, through into your upward facing dog. Now stay here for a moment, bend your toes under, bring your hips a little bit further forward between your hands, and pulse like you're trying to fold the body in half. Try not to create a big fold across the lower back of the neck. Make like a dog howling at the moon. Lengthen your spine. push into your hands, tuck your chin in, lift your seat, downward facing dog here. See if you can melt the heart down right close to the ground. Tap the top of the head to the ground if that's accessible. Without bending your arms, make like a dog stretching its back. And look like the dog who's loyal to its master. Embody all their qualities. Now looking forward, right foot up. Actually, let's do raise your right leg up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. And then come forward with your foot between your hands. Move shoulders forward so the foot lands softly. Back knee down, flatten on the toes. Up again with the arms, Kapiyasana. Pull the arms right up, as though you're trying to pull them right out of the sockets. Reach back. And then come forward again. Belly over your thighs, swing your hands behind. Left foot meets the right. Uttanasana. Push the body into your legs, the face to the shins if your legs are perfectly straight. And then come all the way up to standing. Reach up over the head. Hands back to the heart. Again, raise your arms up. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body moving with even more steadiness, grace, and ease. Swing the arms down. Bend your knees. Land your belly on your thighs. And then use your body to push the legs further back. Try to get your chest on your knees, maybe even below the knees. Top of the head coming towards the feet. And now look up. Hold the breath. Left foot back. Without dropping the fingers to the ground, pull the arms over the head, Kapiyasana. Stay true to the form of a crescent moon. One beautiful curve from the fingertips all the way to the back toes. Break the pose, bring the hands back down, step into high plank, either Chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskara. Into your upward facing dog. Good, bend the toes under again here. Pulse a little bit more. Make like a dog howling at the moon. And then push into your hands, tuck your chin in, lift your seat. Downward facing dog. A few pulses, try to get your head even closer to the ground. If you're more flexible, you can maybe eventually get your nose, maybe even your chin down onto the ground. Making the body look like a slide at the playground. Good. Now from here, lift the left leg up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana, and bring the foot between your hands, softly landing it. No heavy footfalls, no heavy big thuds as the foot comes down. Kapiyasana again, pull the arms up, reach back behind the head. Imagine your index fingers going over the back toes, even if it doesn't happen, just keep visualizing, keep practicing with angry determination. Body will open up. And from here, coming forward, bring weight onto your left foot, swing arms back without touching the floor, and then bring the right foot into the left if you can. Uttanasana. Hips right over you, the seat right over the heels eventually. Glue your belly to your thighs. If the body starts to detach, just keep your knees bent a little bit so the connection can stay between your body and your thighs. Then come all the way up to standing, reach up over the head, arch back. Then coming back home, hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in from the heart up to the crown. Hold your breath. Imagine all the love going out to all beings everywhere. Send it out everywhere. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in the spiritual heart where this highest self resides. Now let's continue some standing poses. Balancing first. Standing on the left foot first. Bring the right knee up. And from here, take hold the inside the heel. Ballet pose. Push the foot out to the side. Flex your foot. Helps with balance. If you're more flexible, try to bring your leg closer to your shoulder. Lean a little bit to your left so that your toes and fingers stay the same height. Or you can have your fingers and toes on the same line at the height of the shoulders. If it's too much, if you can't straighten your leg easily, you can take your hand underneath your knee and just push out through the base, the inner edge of the foot. So do what you can. If you need need to stand against the wall, with your back against the wall, that's all good too. Good. And now from here, bring the foot down, try it on the other side. Standing firm on that right foot. Take your left foot up. Try to make even the transitions graceful. You can try to lean back a little bit, look up. Be magnificent and poised and graceful like a dancer. If you fall out of it, be unconcerned. Just do your best. And then release, come back down. Good, next pose. Let's try Ardha Chandrasana. So you step with your left foot first, bend down, bring the left hand to the ground. If you need a block, you can place your hand on a block. If it's too much still, you can do it from your knee. So you can do it from here. Right? So if you can, however, stay from the foot, slide the left hand out so it's about at least 14 to 16 inches away from the foot. Thumb in line for big toe, with a little toe. And then bring the right arm up, open up to the right. Try to get your right leg up as high as you can. Then from here, bring the right hand down. And then walk your hands closer to your left foot. Try to get your left hand on your ankle. The index finger just alongside the outside the heel. Bring the right leg up as high as you can. If you need to bend your leg. If you need to, if your hamstrings are very tight. And eventually you can maybe slide your right hand close to your foot. Hold your breath. See if you can get your right hand to the foot as well. Your gaze is right beyond your toes. And break the pose. Bring the foot down. And from here, roll your way back up. Try it on the other side now. Bring your right foot forward, bend your knee, right hand down. Again, create more distance. Make sure your foot head's not too close to the foot. At least 14 to 16 inches. And then open up to your left. Raise the left arm up. Try not to hunch the body, hunch the back. Keep your back straight. The side body long. Point the toes with a raised foot. And then bring the left hand down, facing forward. And then walk your hands back. So you get your right hand to your foot, your index finger just along the outside of the heel. And see if you can bring your left leg up higher, as high as you can. And then hold your breath. So you can move your left hand in to anchor down through the inside the foot, the hip right over the knee, the heel. And break the pose. Bring the left foot down, separate your feet. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, flop down like a rag doll. Relax. Good. Now roll your way up. Stand facing the long edge of the mat. Bring the fingertips together, elbows the height of the shoulders, and jump your feet apart. Now, when you go to your left, if you can't see the screen, just turn around 180 degrees. Sink down nice and deep into the hips. Left knee over the toes, and if you swing your right hand down, perhaps you'll eventually touch the ground with your fingers. Come forward with a sense of purpose. Good. Now from here, take your hands behind the back, pull the hands down, lift the head, lift the chest, and from here, come down into humble warrior. So you might need to push really hard your left foot, push the right hip up a little bit to help you to move into the pose. Move to the right, so shoulder slides the inside of the knee, and bring your arms over your head. If it's too much, you can lower the right knee down. So it looks like this. If your knee is down, here the easier version. the modified version. Just do according to your condition. Break the pose, bring the right knee down, lift the head, and then come back up. Left hand presses into your left knee, right hand slides back towards the back foot. If it's too much, you can keep your hand on the back of the thigh, close to the knee, lean away from the leg. Then from here, you can bring the left arm up over the head. If you can bring the right arm up, turning forward, the full pose, Kapyasana. Pull the shoulders back. Your seat is right close to the front heel so that you can stay in balance. Imagine your body is parallel to the ground. And then break the pose. Bring hands back to the front knee and press your way back up. Left foot moves in, bend the toes under and back foot. The legs shaped like a box here. Front leg at a right angle. I'll do it this way. Right arm up now. Angle the toe and knee towards the right and just try to get your right arm right to sit on the outside of the knee. The armpit's right on the outside of the knee. Left hand pushes into your right and you keep pushing your left hand down into the right. As you do that, the belly comes up higher than the thigh. So the chest comes towards the thumbs and roll the left shoulder all the way back. Push the left side of the seat back to telescope the top of the head forward. If you want, you can take a bind, push your seat back. Your elbow stays close to the front, the calves, the lower leg, so you can use your left hand to guide the hand underneath. Has more space to go underneath. Left arm goes over the back. Lock your fingers together or hold the left wrist, the right hand, and if you can, take the knee up off the ground. Hold the breath as you do this. Don't move too fast. Move with patience, with mindfulness so you don't lose your balance. Break the pose now, bring the right knee back down, goes up, and then move your left foot to the edge of the mat. And then drop down if you can, right onto the right hip, the right forearm, roll back the other way. Try to get both sides of the hips anchored down evenly and keep pulling your chest and the top of the head forward. The more you lengthen, the more the body comes down. Some of you are very flexible, might be able to eventually get your whole chest down on the ground. Your shoulder just sits on the foot. If your hips are tight, you just stay on the hands, but keep on sinking down to the hips. Think of a cobra pose so that eventually when the hips are anchored down, the rest of the body will follow. Good. If you're on forearms, think of the Sphinx pose, anchored down to the lower body and the forearms, and then see if eventually you can just push your belly down between your hands, just behind your elbows, and then the chest will follow perhaps. Now from here, coming back up onto your hands, do this way from here, bend the toes under the back foot, and then come back to face along the edge of the mat. Arms out to the side and come up. Go to the other side. Bend into your right knee, come forward again. Powerful movements. Be strong and courageous like the warrior. These qualities are already within. Just have to turn them on, activate them. Now bring your hands behind the back, pull the hands down, lift the chest, bring the head back. And from here, humble warrior. So push into front foot, roll the left thigh up, push the left side of the seat back a little bit, go to your left and see if you can get your head down. So if your knee lands on your shoulders, if it's, you can just stay, if that's where your edges, and you can, then of course you can do that, but if you can, slide your shoulder to the inside of the knee. Lower the left knee down again if you need to. Pull the hands over your head. Humble warrior. embody the humbleness, the surrender of the warrior. And from here, press into your feet. Pull your hands back, lift your head, and bring your hands down to the ground. Drop your knee down, your left knee down, and bring your seat all the way forward and down towards the front heel. Right hand on the right knee, left hand slides back towards the foot, or if you can just keep your hand on the back of the thigh, close to the knee, lean away from the leg. Again, move according to your condition. Don't go to a place of pain or suffering. You can bring the right arm over the head for that nice, beautiful arc. And if you want to go into full pose, turn forward, left arm comes up to meet the right. Kandan Kali Mudra. Embody fierceness, fearlessness with this mudra. Pull the hands back. Lift the chest. Push the rib cage up away from the seat so you don't crunch your lower back. Break the pose. Bring your hands to the front knee and push yourself upright. A right heel underneath back of the knee, same line, the shin vertical. Left arm up, and then go to the outside of the right leg. Hands together and push into your hands. So make sure you don't get trapped underneath here with your hands at the armpits or the shoulder. You want to try to push the right hand down to your left so the center of the chest, the hands are centered in front of the center of the chest. And then roll the right shoulder back. If your belly comes higher in the thigh, you have more room to spin. And again, if you want to do the other variations, go ahead. Push the seat back. Move the elbow pressing against the back of the lower leg so the hand goes through a little bit more easily underneath. There's more space. Right arm goes over the back. Lock the fingers together or hold the right wrist with your left hand. Lift the back knee up if you can. Work progressively. Break the pose. Come back out. Left knee down. Move the right foot to the edge of the mat. And see if you can, if your hips allow, roll and fall to your left. Get the left forearm, hip to come down. Roll back to the right. Make sure your knee's not falling away from your shoulder. Or no, you don't want this happening either with your foot sliding out, your knee close to your shoulder. Keep your knee over your heel if you can. If your body's very low, you can bring the right arm to the outside and keep pulling your body forward until your belly comes down and maybe the chest comes down eventually as well. You have to keep visualizing yourself in a practice that you can't access right now. Give yourself a goal, a motivation to keep making progress. Constant practice. Angry determination, as Dharmaji says. And now coming back onto your hands here, as you can see, come into plank. Vasisthasana. Move your left hand more to the right, and a little bit in front of the nose, and then come up. Straight arm from hand to hand, hips high. Make sure you're not sagging down and you don't fall into your shoulder. If it's too much, you can just bring your left knee down, but keep trying to get your hip up. So lots of different variations here. Cross your ankles, helps a little bit in the pose as well. And now we're going to do on the other side. So move back to plank, move the right hand towards the left from the nose and come up again, Vasisthasana. Push your hips forward. Come back to plank. From here, push your seat all the way back, the head down, downward facing dog. Now you can do Vasisthasana again, or maybe you can try a different variation, wild thing, and moving into the more other variations, if you know them. You can bring your left hand more to the center of the mat to get in front of the nose. come into your side plank again. Your hips are nice and high. Slide your right toes back and plant the base of the toes down. And then spin on the foot so the hips and shoulders are facing up. Move your left foot in. Make sure the base of the big toe is down. And you can sweep the right arm over the head. You can make your way all the way to Urdhva Dhanurasana for some of you. Spin on heel, your left palm, your hands and your feet land beside one another. Push hips up, stretch, and then come back. So spin on your left heel, the palm, keep your hip up. Left arm fully extended and make your way back into plank and then downward facing dog. Go right to the other side from here. Whatever variation or modification into side plank, and maybe slide your left toes back this time. Spin on the right heel, the palm, so you can flip your hips and chest up. Spin, that's it, spin on the left ball of the foot, the right ball of the foot as well. And then from here, depending where you are, you might be able to bring your hands and your feet in the same line, one beside another. Urdhva Dhanurasana. According to your conditions as always and your abilities, know your limitations. And then back the other way. So spinning on the right heel, the palm, spinning on the right foot, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now from here, come down onto your knees. Rest in child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine you're fainting. Now send your hands alongside your body. The hands right beside your feet. Palms up. And then roll your seat up so that your hips eventually land over your knees. If you'll feel a stretch in the back of the neck. If it's too much, then you can just move your head forward a little bit so you're more on the top of the head. If you're more flexible, and if you can withstand a stretch in the back of the neck, pull your head a little bit closer, your forehead closer to your knees, and really feel it on the back of the neck, on the back of the head. If you want, you bring your forearms beside your head, lift your seat up. Spread your elbows a little bit, and then move. Maybe you can even try to get the backs and shoulders on the mat like you're about to go into plow pose. Okay, so according again to your abilities, being mindful. And then from here, lower back down. Child's pose again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then roll your way up. Good. Now from here into teddy bear, perhaps maybe into the headstand. So demonstrate a couple ways of getting into it. If you can, actually you roll back onto your heels, coming into a squat malasana. You might want to come forward a little bit more. So then push your elbows into the insides of the knees, the palms down. So one way to come into it is to place your hands down, come into kakasana. So we can start in kakasana, everyone, and then those who want to proceed further can go. So then you lift your heels up, keep pressing your shoulders and your knees together. Hold your breath, and then lean your legs against your arms, and then see if you can bend your toes up away from the ground. Your head is higher than the seat. This is kakasana. Okay, then you can tip forward a little bit so your body's more level to the ground. Those who want, hold your breath, bring the forehead on the ground, press into your hands, and your knees land on your upper arms. Those who want can come all the way up into headstand. Okay, so those you can go ahead in the headstand, go ahead. If it's too much to do it that way, you can start in teddy bear by bringing your head down again like you're doing child's pose. Place your hands with the wrists in line with your knees. Make sure they're not beside your head. Move them back so your arms can be forming right angles. Then lift your seat up, walk your feet forward until your shoulders and your hips are more over your shoulders.
Just press the backs just underneath the knees against your elbows, and then flick your toes away from the ground again. Hold your breath, press into the ground with your hands. Can't go too wrong here, you're very close to the ground already. If it's too much, just keep your feet on the ground. So again, do according to your condition. Otherwise, you repeat rabbit pose again. Not rabbit pose, hare pose. Your forehead on the ground and then roll your seat up. Keep your shins on the ground. Now if you're in headstand or teddy bear, just start to make your way down. Headstand, you come down slowly back into your tuck. You land your legs on your arms again. And depending where you are, when you're in teddy bear again, if you like, hold your breath, push into your hands, keep your feet flexed, and then lift your head up off the ground. Crow pose. And then back down. Now from here, again, child's pose. Forehead to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll actually do this. So bring your arms forward and slide forward into your cobra right from here. Back into downward facing dog. And now jump your feet forward, landing your feet exactly where your hands are coming to squat. Lift your heels from the pair, look between your hands. Come forward. So you're right on the edge of the mat, shoulders back. The wrist side to the shoulders, fingers dangling down, and lift your heels up as high as you can. Try not to lean forward too much, shoulders over the hips. Legs might start to shake, stay with it. Then lower the seat down right on the heels, tuck your chin in, roll right back, if you can, into shoulder stand, not shoulder stand, plow pose. So push into your arms and send your feet behind your head. Now you want to try to move your hands together behind your back if you can. Join your wrists together. Bring your elbows closer together so that your arms are all the way behind your body if you can. Then bring your hands on your back. Lift one leg at a time. Take your time to stretch the leg right up as high as you can, and then bring the other foot up. If it's too much, if your elbows aren't quite behind your back, you can keep your legs at an angle, your feet a little bit beyond your head. If it's too much still, you can just sit on your hands with your feet up in that same line as your hips. You can even do it against the wall. Again, come into your shoulder stand. And whatever position you're in, rest your attention on the space between your eyebrows. Leave the body alone. Once you find a position that you can hold it steady. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deeper within, beyond the body, the mind, and emotions. These are none of you. None of these are you. And then plow pose without changing your mindset, without it affecting your mindset. Stay completely undisturbed. Bring your feet behind your head for halasana. You can also bring your thighs down against your chest and your knees on either side of the head. Withdraw from your senses by shutting off, squeezing the knees against the ears, closing the eyes, and not letting any interruptions come through, any distractions. At any point, if it comes too much, you can just come back into happy baby pose. You have to try to stay in a pose a little bit longer in order to keep making progress When the body is still, the mind can enter into its meditation. Try to find any opportunity you can in your poses to find stillness, not only in the body but in the mind and the emotions. Now getting ready to come out. Bring your hands behind your back, the palms down, and slowly let your legs come down. Once your seat lands on your wrist, keep lowering your legs, maybe stop halfway if you can. And then from here, lift your back up off the ground, shoulders up off the mat, pull the elbows in a little bit closer, push your chest up, the top of that down. If it's too much, bring your legs all the way down on the ground, your feet. And then breath, take a breath, breathe very fast. And then from here, slide your head back down, push into your hands, bring your legs back over the head if you can for plow, and roll up to seated. Right into Paschimottanasana. So if you have tight hamstrings, you can just hold your body to your legs, hug your legs. If you can, slide your feet further out. Those of you who can, get your legs flat on the ground, go ahead. Pull your chest forward. If you want, you can take hold of your hands in front of your feet. And then keep on trying to lengthen, bring your attention to the base of the spine. Go ever longer with each inhale. Maybe eventually the chest will move beyond the knees, the top of the head coming almost to the feet. Feel the spine lengthening. Go back up. Hands behind the back. If you can, Purvottanasana. Slide your feet in a little bit and then press down into the feet. Throw the hips up, the shoulders come, the chest comes higher than the shoulders. Try to keep your toes down. Roll the thighs inwards. If it's too much, just bring your feet underneath your knees for bench pose. And then from here, breathe very fast to the nose. Lower the seat down. From here, keep your legs stretched out. Left hand to the outside of the right leg, right hand behind the back. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right. Make sure your heels are not coming one in front of the other. Keep your heels together. Push the heel that's behind further forward to meet the other one. Push your lower back up and in as well with your right arm. Change sides. Left hand down the center of the back, right close to the seat. Make sure you're not leaning back. Keep your shoulders over the hips, the crown in line with the hips as well. The spine very straight and long. Push out through the heels. Break the pose, come down on your back softly. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting. Let go of all effort, all fatigue. Just drop it right out of the body. Surrender completely to relaxation. As you inhale, imagine the best coming in now. Like big waves coming onto the beach. Flood your body with all that goodness, everything that you need, everything you're trying to cultivate. Exhale, just send it through your whole being.
That's such great force that pushes all the negativity out, drives all the what that you don't need out of the body, that you don't want to retain. Just like the tide retracting from the back into the ocean, taking all the debris with it, so that the sand underneath is very smooth and clean. Through the practice, we purify the body. We also clean up the behavior as well through the ethical rules. That's the most important. Observance of ahimsa and the other ethical rules. But first and foremost, ahimsa, that's where the other ones stem from, the other ethical rules. Comporting in a way that doesn't bring harm to any being, that doesn't kill the comfort of any being. This is the first and fundamental step of the practice, step in your path towards self-realization. And it has to be present all the way throughout your practice. Remain rooted in ahimsa, in compassion towards all. Forgive all beings, love all beings. So that the same will happen to you through good behavior, through good comportment. You attract good circumstances to yourself. So keep that ingrained in your mind and heart as you proceed with your day-to-day life now. Keep that intention locked firmly in your heart and prepare to come back to seated position now. Sitting tall and supreme in acknowledgement of that mission to carry out, continue to carry out your mission of spreading love and peace to all beings. Let's close the practice now. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Much love.